Hello everybody, Bad Weather Freak here. Wanted to make a quick video for you on the 2021 hurricane season keeps moving forward, and we have some tropical development closer to home, closer to the United States. Wanted to make a video to show you guys what's going on. If I sound a little funky, it's because I'm getting over a cold at the moment, so I'm a little congested and have a bit of a runny nose right now. So I apologize if I have to pause or mute the microphone to cough or something. Okay, apologize for that, but still, again, I want to make another video. So let's jump real quick to the sea surface temperatures. This was updated on June 26. You can see the majority of the Atlantic, the Gulf of Mexico, Caribbean, and even the subtropical areas here. The subtropic is fairly warm. One thing I wanted to point out is you can see how the Pacific, it wants to kind of cool down again. But nevertheless, it's still warm enough where it supports activity. See, let me show you Hurricane Enrique. And you can see how Hurricane Enrique formed right on the coast of Mexico. It's heading right to the Baja California area to make landfall as a tropical storm. And you see where it's located. Now let me go back into the sea surface temperatures, which is roughly around here. You can see how the waters are marginally conducive for development, the water temperatures, and it supported a hurricane. Now, Enrique has winds of 90 miles an hour. So I think this is probably the strongest it got. And you can see that it supported that strong Category 1 hurricane. 74 miles an hour is the bare minimum for a hurricane, and it's at 90, so it's just a mid-range Hurricane 1 or Category 1. So that tells you a lot. Excuse me. Now let's move on to let's see, let's go back to the Atlantic. You have a couple areas that we're watching. One is the closest to home, which is 96L. It has 70% chance of development. It's located about 190 miles east-southeast of Hilton Head Island, South Carolina. It looks like it's going to make landfall between South Carolina and Georgia border. And this afternoon, the hurricane hunters are going to investigate this system. So that's something that we need to keep an eye on. It may get named depending on what the hurricane hunters find. We have to see. But it may, I don't, it has a chance, okay? It has a chance of getting named. Last year we had Tropical Storm Bertha. Now Bertha got named within 12 hours of landfall. So this is supposed to make landfall tonight or in this evening. So it may get named, we'll see. But nevertheless, all of you guys that are in this area, you need to pay attention. It's gonna be more than anything a rainmaker. But again, if you're in a low area where it's prone to flooding and things like that, you may wanna start getting your preparations ready before it gets worse. But it looks like it's just gonna be a rainmaker. Now, there's a big area here. This is all potential development area. We have it as a 95L. We have it as 40% chance of rain. When it exited the coast of Africa days ago, it was about the same. I think it was like 40 or 50%. Then as it moved westward, it dropped to like I believe as low as 10%, and now it's up to 40%. So it has a chance of development. Then as it moves westward, the water temperatures are gonna be even better, even warmer for it, so it can support development. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. It is hundreds of miles out from the Virgin Islands, Leeward Islands. So anybody that is living in the islands needs to start paying attention for possible strengthening of this system. So we'll see what happens, but the deadline, it seems to be Wednesday night. So it's going to move quickly, seems like it. It's moving at 20 miles an hour. So by Wednesday night, it's going to be around the Leeward Islands. Now let's go back and move to the 95L or 96L, and let's take a look at the current winds. The strongest winds that I've found so far is 29 miles an hour. That's the strongest winds that I've found in the northeast quadrant of the storm. In the center, again, is very calm, 4 miles an hour, strongest wind so far, northeast quadrant. As it gets closer to landfall to Savannah, Georgia, and South Carolina, it may pick up a little more steam. We'll see if it does, but it may pick up a little more strength, and then that's why it's in parentheses. It may actually might get named, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now, going back to let's take a look at the forecasting models. This is the HWRF. HWRF develops a system. Well, doesn't do much to it because it doesn't have a lot of time. You see, almost at the border of South Carolina and Georgia. A little system here. That's the HWRF. That's about it because the other models, they don't show much. Let me go back and get a wider picture. So this is it right here. Again, same thing. Just a little storm. That's it. That's the European GFS. Let's see, GFS. Same thing, little system. So definitely it is going to hold up and make landfall. But how intense? It doesn't look like it's going to be very intense. If we go back to current storms, let's go back and show you 96L. These are the spaghetti models. Now, the spaghetti models, they're all in agreement that it's going to be in the very tip of South Carolina and Georgia border. Now, how strong? Well, we have pretty much almost all of the forecasting models, intensity models, that are showing it as not even as a tropical storm. So tropical depression making landfall. And then you have the ship forecasting model where it shows a past category 1 at landfall. Yeah, I don't know about that, but we'll see. But nevertheless, again, it's going to be a rainmaker. Let's take a satellite imagery. Let's take a look. See some rotation here. So it looks like it really wants to flare up. You're starting to see this darker colors and kind of like a flare up. So that means it's intensifying as it's getting closer. You see it's gaining size also. So it may actually get a name. It's getting, as it gets closer to the coast, it's actually looking better organized. So we'll see. Last year, Tropical Storm Bertha did the same thing within, excuse me, within 12 hours of landfall, it got named into a tropical storm. It was a very small system, but this may be Danny. This may be Danny, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Now let's move on to 95L back in the Caribbean or in the Atlantic, Far East Atlantic. This is what it's looking in the satellite imagery. Again, holding on, barely holding on. I mean, a broad area of thunderstorm and showers. We'll see if it survives, but at this point, it's looking very disorganized. Now, the spaghetti models, the majority of them have it fizzling out right before it hits or makes landfall around the Leeward Islands. Some of them have it coming up and actually surviving that. So we'll have to see. Intensity models, tropical storm, that's the strongest that the intensity forecasting models actually take it. So that's something that doesn't seem like it's going to be much. Now, let's look at, I don't remember if I show you this, but let's, excuse me, let's show you the sea surface temperatures. You have the Atlantic and the subtropical Atlantic warm, fairly warm. And then if you guys remember, Hurricane Enrique formed around this area, which is actually about the same temperature as the whole Atlantic is pretty much. And it supported a 90 mile per hour hurricane. So I'm not saying that 95L is going to do that, but it could support it if the conditions are right. And warmer definitely the temperature of the waters are warm enough. And yeah, that is pretty much it. That's all I wanted to show you. That's all I have for you guys right now this morning. Again, I wanted to show you the update on what is going on in the tropics. If you guys are in the South Carolina, Georgia borderline, keep an eye on this, on the possible naming of the storm. Again, more than anything, it's just going to be a rainmaker. But if you live in a flooding prone area, you got to definitely make preparations and to protect your property and your lives. And then this one, if you guys are in the islands, keep an eye out See what happens. But as far as this system here closer to home, we're gonna have a better idea this afternoon when the hurricane hunters fly into it and investigate it. But right now, that's what we got. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I apologize for the coughing and hacking a little bit since I'm getting over a cold. But I really appreciate you guys watching. Like this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't, share with families and friends, especially if you have families and friends in the islands or in Georgia, South Carolina area. I really appreciate your support. Any comments, any questions, put them in the comment section below. But other than that, as developing storms keep happening and more development happens, I will of course keep you guys posted. Check my Instagram also at Bad Weather Freak. I do post stuff there too. I post updates. It's easier to just post an update there than to make a whole video. So if you guys haven't checked out my Instagram account, check it out at Bad Weather Freak, and we'll go from there. Thank you for your support. Have a good day.